Every December, millions of people whisper the same promise to themselves. This time I will change. This time I won't fall back. This time I'll finally become who I'm meant to be. And for a few days, maybe a few weeks, you feel a spark of hope, a new routine, a new goal, a new version of you. But slowly, quietly, the familiar heaviness returns. The old patterns, the same thoughts, the same anxiety, the same voice whispering, "See, you're still the same person." You begin to believe that something is wrong with you, that you're weak, that you're failing yourself. But what if the problem is not your discipline, not your motivation, not your habits? What if the real problem is the state of consciousness from which you keep trying to change your life? What if you don't need a new year, but a new inner you? Look closely at any desire you have. More money, a new body, a better relationship, a calmer mind, a spiritual awakening. Ask yourself honestly, what is the emotion beneath this desire? Is it peace or is it fear? Is it joy or is it inadequacy? Most desire is simply this inner message: I am not enough as I am. And so you chase goals, not for the goals themselves, but for the relief you hope they will give you. This is why nothing ever truly satisfies you. You're trying to fill an inner emptiness with outer achievements. And emptiness cannot be filled from the outside. There are two kinds of desire within you. One, ego-based desire. I need this so I can feel worthy. This desire is restless. It compares you to others. It drains your energy. It keeps you chasing the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. It's a hunger that never ends. 2. Conscious intention. Something deeper wants to express through me. This desire doesn't demand, it doesn't grab, it doesn't chase. It grows quietly, naturally, like a seed breaking through the soil. One desire imprisons you, the other liberates you. Both exist within you, but only one leads to fulfillment. There's a part of you that wants to grow, build, and accomplish. And there's another part of you that wants to rest, breathe, and be still. You felt this conflict. One voice pushes, do more. Another whispers, slow down. Most people live torn between the two. They think they must choose success or peace. But this is the illusion. Your true evolution is not choosing one or the other, but bringing presence into your doing and consciousness into your creating. This is how you stop fighting yourself. Many teachings today say, manifest, visualize, attract. But here's the deeper truth. If the mind behind your manifestation is rooted in fear, your life will continue to mirror fear. If your mind is rooted in lack, your life will mirror lack. A peaceful life cannot be built from an anxious mind. A fulfilled life cannot be built from inner emptiness. Before asking, "What do I want?" ask, "From what state of consciousness am I wanting?" This single question can change your entire life. Presence is not something you create, it is something you uncover. Beneath your worries, beneath your stress, beneath your desire to fix yourself, there is a quiet field of awareness that has always been there. Try this now. Feel the aliveness in your hands. Feel your breath moving through your body. Notice the space between your thoughts. In this moment, you are whole, you are enough, you are complete. This is the foundation from which real transformation happens. So many people say, "I don't know my purpose. I don't know what direction to take. I feel stuck." If this is you, you're not doing anything wrong, you're not broken, you're shifting. The old version of you is dissolving, and the new one has not yet arrived. This in-between phase feels confusing because something deeper is waking up inside you. Do not rush to escape this phase. Do not label it as failure. It is the space in which clarity is born. Whenever you disconnect from presence, you return to the old patterns: irritation, impatience, stress, overthinking, emotional heaviness. It feels like the world suddenly becomes difficult again. But the suffering is not coming from the world. It is coming from the mind dominating your experience. Your emotional pain is not punishment. It is a signal, a reminder. You drifted away from yourself. And the moment you return to presence, the storm begins to calm, even if nothing around you changes. Life will not always go the way you expect. Obstacles appear. Plans fall apart. People disappoint you. Ego reacts. This shouldn't be happening. This ruins everything. Presence responds differently. It sees what is in front of you without resistance, without drama, without fear. And in that clarity you discover solutions you could never see before. Resistance creates suffering. Presence creates possibilities. Most people believe they are their story, their past, their failures, their achievements, their identity. But who were you before you learned your name? Before you were told who you should be? Before you carried the weight of expectation? You are not the story. You are the awareness behind the story. You are the space through which life is experienced. This realization dissolves the pressure to prove anything. When you stop identifying with your old story, a new sense of self begins to appear. Calmer, more grounded, less reactive, more present, more real, more connected. You no longer chase fulfillment, you feel fulfillment. You no longer pursue peace, you become peace. Your life starts moving from alignment, not anxiety. Your mind keeps saying, you must fix yourself, you must improve, you must become someone. But your deeper nature says, you are already whole. You are already enough. You don't need to become, you need to remember. When you allow this truth in, even for a moment, your entire perception shifts. You stop fighting yourself. You stop rushing. You stop comparing. You start living. You've carried many burdens this year: fear, doubt, pressure, responsibility, old wounds, expectations. But none of these burdens are truly yours. They are inherited thoughts, conditioned beliefs, stories handed to you by a world that forgot what presence is. 2026 does not ask you to be perfect. It asks you to be aware, to notice the patterns that no longer serve you, to release the identities that never belonged to you. This is how transformation begins. Your mind believes your future will be a continuation of your past. But consciousness does not work that way. One shift in awareness can change your entire direction. One moment of clarity can rewrite your destiny. When you awaken, even slightly, the future becomes fluid, open, spacious. Not something you fear, but something you create from presence. You don't need the new year to change. You don't need motivation. You don't need certainty. You don't need validation. You only need one thing: a moment of presence. From presence, inspiration comes. From inspiration, action comes. From action, momentum comes. From momentum, transformation comes. Everything begins with presence. There is a stillness inside you that has survived every challenge of your life. The quiet strength that the world did not give you and cannot take away. This strength is rising again, not loudly, not dramatically, but steadily, like sun appearing behind clouds. You have felt it, and it will guide you through everything that comes next. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not failing. Your mind may be loud. Your fears may be old. But you, the awareness beneath all of that, have always been whole. 2026 will not transform you. You will transform 2026. Not through force, but through consciousness. Not through goals rooted in fear, but through action rooted in presence. Fulfillment is not something you chase. It is something you awaken to, right here, right now, within yourself. There comes a moment in every life when running no longer works. Running from your fears, running from your past, running from the ache of not feeling enough. At some point, the running becomes heavier than the fear itself. And in that moment, something extraordinary happens. You stop. You breathe. You turn inward. And you realize what you've been running from was never chasing you. It was simply waiting to be seen. This stillness is where true transformation begins. When you start awakening, the mind becomes clever. It whispers, "Look how aware you are now. You're becoming better than others. You're finally special." But awareness is not an achievement. It's not a trophy. It's not a badge of spiritual progress. The moment awareness becomes part of your identity, you fall asleep again. Real awakening is humble. It doesn't shout. It doesn't show off. It simply lives through you. There is a pain within you that you've avoided for years. The pain of not feeling worthy. You try to silence it with success. You try to cover it with productivity. You try to escape it through goals. But that pain does not go away until you turn toward it. Not to fight it, but to listen. When you finally listen, you discover something shocking. Your pain never wanted to hurt you. It wanted to free you. You don't suffer from your life. You suffer from the expectations you've placed on it. You carry invisible weights. I should already be further. I should already know. I should already have achieved more. But these expectations were never yours. They were inherited from society, family, culture, comparison. When you drop the should, you return to the life you actually have, and you realize it was enough all along. The mind has plans. The heart has wisdom. The mind imagines timelines and outcomes. The heart only knows truth. When you silence the noise of mental pressure, you can finally hear the subtle intelligence of your heart. The quiet pull toward what feels genuine, what feels alive, what feels aligned. This inner guidance never shouts, it whispers. And when you follow it, your life stops feeling forced and starts feeling like flow. Most people think obstacles mean something is wrong. They think resistance means stop. But life speaks through resistance. It pushes you not to punish you, but to guide you. Sometimes resistance means this path is not yours. Sometimes it means grow here. And sometimes it means you are stronger than you believe. When you stop fighting resistance, you start learning from it. Every life has seasons. A season of seeking, a season of falling apart, a season of rebuilding, a season of clarity, a season of becoming. You are entering the season of becoming, the moment when the inner awakening starts shaping your outer life. Things that once felt impossible begin to move. Opportunities appear, people change, you change, not through effort, but through alignment. One of the most unspoken fears is this: what if I outgrow the life I'm living? Your relationships, your habits, your identity, your routines, they were built by an older version of you, and now you're evolving beyond them. This is not a sign you're losing your life. It's a sign you're finally entering it. Growth is not the fear, remaining the same is. Healing is not becoming the best version of yourself. Healing is becoming the real version of yourself. Not the strong one, not the perfect one, not the impressive one, the honest one, the present one, the one who doesn't need to pretend. When you drop the performance of who you think you should be, you make space for who you actually are, and that is the beginning of peace. The doorway into 2026 is not made of goals or resolutions or self-improvement plans. It is made of presence. Every moment you return to yourself, to your breath, to your awareness, to your inner stillness, you step through that doorway. And when you enter the new year from this state of consciousness, you don't need motivation. You don't need pressure. You don't need to force change, because you become the change.